What up, folks? AJ, the CEO. Look, we did it differently today. Hey, what's going on, folks? AJ, the CEO here. Thank you so much for stopping by. What we try to do every week is we have a Q&A where you ask me anything about media ministry as best as I possibly can to try and answer your questions. Again, I don't know everything, but hopefully I can make your journey a little bit easier. And I think I put a little bit too much on my plate today. I got a lot of stuff. I got a hard stop. I got to go replace a TV. I got to go down to Tidewater tomorrow. And we're packing because, man, it's funny, folks. I actually had and I need to record this before I leave, but my memories came up on Facebook. And can I bring it up? I want to bring that up. I had a memory came up from 15 years ago, and I ain't trying to get all churchy on y'all folks, but it says there's a scripture that says write the vision and make it plain. So let me show you something real quick. Can we cut over here? Right here. From 15 years ago. I'm trying to go to London Friday. Boy, you understand. Your dreams come true, folks. So I am excited. Next week, we are going to be in London. A couple of y'all that said y'all want to catch up, please email me at questions@ajhomes.com and we can provide some information so we can try and catch up. That email is here. Again, if I don't get to your question today, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond. I am taking my laptop with me. I plan on working on my book during some other stuff as well as the flight. It's about like 7 hours, but give me some time and we follow up with that. If you're not a part of the Facebook group, folks, know that you can go to facebook.com, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, and answer the 3 questions. And you in there, you in like Flynn, as some people would say. And if you ever need some help, my calendar is getting kind of close because we are getting ready to go into the last quarter of the year, folks. So if you want to get on my calendar, go ahead and go to ajhomes.com/consultations, book something. I'm playing with my calendar. So if you don't see the time right, some other stuff has changed with my daughter and things like that. So the calendar may have looked at my time wrong. So just revisit that a couple of times and we'll try and get there as best as we can. I didn't verify sound. I would have thought I would have seen if there was an issue. All right, so I heard that. So we're good. So let's go ahead and holler at some folks. Anthony, what is going on? Good morning, Parker. Hey, good morning. Coach, what's going on? Neftali, I see you doing all that great work, man. In real, hello. Thank you. Nicholas, hey, good morning. Thank you. Mike, hello. Next Generation to Generation podcast. Love the name. Good morning. Darius, what is going on? Pastor Christopher from Argentina. Hello. Clint, what is going on? Got Naphtali is also in Argentina too. Awesome. Michael, what is going on? Streets of Destiny. Hey, I'm gonna be in Phoenix, Arizona, March of next year. I'll follow up. I think it's gonna be around like the 27th through the 1st of April. But I will let you know. But we are gonna be out there, and I did say we. Bruce, what's going on? G. Albert, hello. Sean, hello. Cares of the Covenant, what is up? Francisco, what is going on? Hello. Did I miss anybody? No, I haven't missed anybody so far. Oh, wait a minute, another page. Hello, LaShanta. Norm, what is going on? Jerry, good morning. Keith, good morning. T, what's going on? Rhonda, hey, good morning. Sean, again, thank you. I told you I'm tweaking. I actually had my headset, but then I didn't want to do that because my Rode Wireless wasn't charged. I didn't want it to die out in the middle. Monty, what's going on, sir? Dwight from Jamaica, what's going on? Plan on going to Jamaica next year as well, too. We're going back to Jamaica again. And Steve, what's going on? And another Rhonda just came in and hasn't shown up yet. There it is. Hello. All right, folks. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna change this up a little bit because I am excited. We actually got some emails this time. Yay. So wanted to give a big shout out to your media ministry. We got 2 of them there. If you want to be featured on here, folks, just email me at questions@AJHomes. Make the subject my media team. Send me some pictures. Try and make them as high resolution as possible. Preferably do them horizontal or landscape instead of portrait. But we work with them and just put, that's for your media team shout out. So the first one that we got the Life Church here. And I was saying, hey, I see the back of their heads. I want to see the people. They're in Woodbridge, Virginia. Thank you so much. And we got Creative for Fun. She's not on here yet, but from Spotlight Deliverance. And we got their team there on air, on fire, on mission. So, again, thank you so much. Y'all are doing great work. Your folks who are here, wanted to shout you out. Y'all are doing some excellent work. Thank you so much. And y'all, too, like I said, y'all can send your stuff over to your team. pictures of your team, your ministry, to your media team, to give them a big shout out, just send it here to, and let me get my picture out of the way. Go ahead and just email me at questions@ajhomes.com. Make the subject my media team and send your pictures. Make them as high quality as possible in landscape so it can take up the whole screen, and show me your faces so we can give a big shout out. And don't forget to tell me your ministry and who you is. So again, thank you so much for that. And do we have all of the other stuff out of the way? I think we do. So let's fire away with y'all's questions. Let me go look through here for some questions. Also, just give you a little heads up. We got another camera that we reviewed, which is right here. Look, ooh, did I show something I wasn't supposed to? Oh, we got something else coming out, but that is that camera right there. That's from Envato. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. I actually did a review. I need to edit that. But then we have this little device right there. I have a video that's going to be dropping on September 5th. I can't talk about it till then, but G. Albert, there's the answer to your comment. We got that, playing around with that as well too. What else am I forgetting? I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. Let me see. Let me fire away some questions here. Pastor Christopher is the first one I see. Can you let me know which PTZ is better? SMT AV, AV cans, or Formaco? Is the quality of SMT AV good? They offer a 4K version for under $1,000 and HD versions for under $500. Well, Pastor Christopher, to be quite honest, a lot of those cameras, all three of them, depending on the model, they use the same sensor. So it's actually the same in quality. I have not messed with the SMT AV 4K. This is the Formaco 4K right there. And then I also have the BZB Gear 4K back there. And then we have the PTZ Optics right here. I don't have the other SMT AV, honestly, that I had. That was my overhead camera. That is right there. Oh, see, somebody's getting another shot of something else I was talking about, but that is the SMT AV. That's actually a 10X, but that is only 1080p. So I haven't personally messed with those, but looking at the sensors, there's exactly the same. So I wouldn't have to, honestly, it depends on availability that you would get. You would not be disappointed with either one that you get. And again, now I've moved all of my cameras except for this one right here. Oh, not right there. Let me switch that back to where I'm at. So every camera that I have now, except for this one, is 4K. You're not going to be able to notice it because my video switcher is not 4K. The picture quality will be a lot better, but again, I talked about this in another video. The fact now, just like TVs, the prices have come down, and it's actually cheaper to get a 4K camera than it is a 1080p. I would say when it becomes in your range, go ahead and get the 4K because the price is not an issue. The only thing, realize you're not going to notice it unless everything else has changed. Your video distribution, your cabling, your platform that you're streaming to. I used to stream to 4K to this. That's when the web presenter was acting decent. It was actually acting up this morning. Y'all didn't even see it. I turned it off because I was having problems with it. But not an issue. But just know if you go with that, the quality is the same because the sensor is the same, but you will not see the difference until everything is the same. Yes, it will look a little bit sharper because if you shrink a 4K image down to 1080p, it will look better than 1080p by itself. But again, you're not going to notice it because you need to have everything else in place. But with that being said, if it's cost effective, and if you had a camera, a 1080p camera that is $500 and a 4K version that is $700, I would make the investment because that's not a big jump to get that advances. So hopefully that helps you. Yeah, and actually, do me a favor, folks, just in case, put a Q and a colon or semicolon, whichever one. I always mess that up. Anyway, put that there so that way I can jump and see your question because I'm just looking here as well too. But G. Albert, I think I already answered this. Yes, so I did talk about that. That is the camera that I am reviewing. The new camera that's coming out from OBS Bot, they sent that to me. I am doing a review. Can't really talk about it until September 5th. Make sure you have your bell notifications on. That way you will see it when I drop it. I'm going to schedule it to post because I'm going to be in London when that's there. And I mean, granted, I have my laptop, but I'm trying to have it all automated. So you'll see that then. I will get back to how I made the my intro here. I'm going to make that as a dedicated video, but I'll give you a shorthand version of it here shortly. Clint, PTZ versus Pro Camcorder versus DSLR versus Blackmagic cameras. What do you think people will preference going forward? I think Pro camcorders are most cost effective because you don't need to buy lenses. True, that's what originally I did. This camera is a Blackmagic camera. I like it, but you still need somebody to manage it. Like, I'm not moving, so I have it already set to where I'm at. That's fine. As you notice, I don't even have the 4K studio camera set up anymore because I've replaced that with a PTZ. I used to do everything with camcorders because, yes, they're in a good format, but you still need somebody to man them and to remotely control them. And they've been removing all of the access to the link controls to move them around. So they're not very cost effective. Now, I'll be honest. This was the first camcorder I started with, the Sony AX83, I believe it is. This one has worked well for me, but it's slowly, the battery doesn't respond as much as it used to. I always have to keep it powered up. But you have to, this is what I used to use when I was outside. But now, like a couple of cameras that I have, they're rated for outside. They have ND filters and stuff like that. And you can just set them up, run 2 cables, or even if you use NDI, run 1 cable, and then you have a joystick and you can sit back and control it. Personally, I definitely will not use DSLRs. I would use that maybe if I wanted to have a running gun shot, but if I did that, I would personally put a Blackmagic on that, but for a cost, maybe DSLR. But that was not be what I'm primarily using. I personally would go with PTZs just because the tech is better. They're smaller. They can be remotely controlled. You can put them in there, anywhere you want, and they don't obstruct any sitting or anything. That's me personally. But I think that is good. Hope that answers your question. That was me. That was me. That was that. That was that. All right. Got another one here. Any tips on directing stream? How often scene change? How long shot? Does the lower third stay always? Any general tips? I've been meaning to do a video about this, and it was called copying from, I see his face. I'll remember his name in a second. He coined the term in our Facebook group of producing the Great Commission. And I wanted to do a video talking about how to do all this other stuff. So my rule of thumb is this. It's based on a book called The Power of Habit, where it talks about how companies learn how to market Febreze to people on who have become nose blind. It teaches how to engage all of the senses. So again, we talked about this before. Why are roads not always straight? They have curves in it, not just because to fit the contour of the land. It's so that you don't become hypnotized. Because the way the human brain is, if something does not change over periods of time, you automatically will ignore it. So like, for example, I changed this shot over here because sooner or later, you're going to get mesmerized and locked into the fact of how you see the camera behind me, the light over here, my computer, the other boom arm for the mic. Your brain automatically will cancel all that stuff out. And it's always looking for changes. So in other words, I don't like to change it to where it's annoying, but change it for the flow of it. This is why I'm saying from a media ministry standpoint, watch movies, watch TV, see how that stuff change. How often, like even on the news, you don't see them locked on that person unless they're doing something like they're interacting, but in the background, they have like a motion graphic that's always constantly moving, and it makes your mind pay attention to it. Lower thirds, I would keep up for maybe, depending on the content of what it is, if you want to put information up for like your ministry, your online giving, something like that, I would say look at how often like I put mine in my videos. I don't put them up that much. I would probably, or like for example, I don't control the ads on the live stream. They do it automatically with YouTube. But for me, when I put my videos up, say I have a 12-minute video, I put up 2 to 3 ads every 4 minutes. So I split it up by 4 minutes just because me looking at the analytics, that's how that works. I would say you want to, the mindset is, especially if you're putting up lower thirds for somebody's preaching, you got to think, if they're preaching for 30 minutes and I just jump in, I want to be able sooner or later, in the amount of time I jump in, I don't know who this is. I want to see that flash up so I can see. You could leave it up the entire time if you want to, as long as it's not distracting. It's one of those things you have to figure out for yourselves, but that fits best for you. That's what I meant, more importantly. But you want to change it up enough so that the human that is watching automatically is not going to shut down and block out everything, because everything doesn't change that often. Now, again, I don't change that often, but you see, this is constantly changing, and that's what helps with me, and then I do move sometimes. So hopefully that answers your question. Streets of Destiny, thank you so much. We're going to do a follow-up on that. And back to Clint, mainly a lot of them, like the one I'm going back to do tomorrow, Word Faith, I think that is, I'm mixing the name up, Tabernacle down in Chesapeake, Virginia. They had the Sony EV1, like the one I had. They were using that. I put them on a PTZ because of the limited angle and the availability, and then they had a tripod and stuff like that. A lot have been going towards PTZs, mainly because of the cost and because of space. Now, I've been working with a lot of ministries that are retrofitting their church that weren't built for space, for dedicated cameras. Other churches I have worked with have space for that. So it all depends. But the majority of the ones I've been doing, 90% of them are PTZs, or they have no opinion at all, and they go in the direction I steer with them. So it's always been PTZs for them. Coach, thank you so much. This is my first time actually in a major first class flight. I splurged for my birthday, and I'm excited. They sent me an email asking me what my breakfast was. I think I'm having banana bread French toast with a blueberry maple syrup. I am beyond excited. This is the one of the seats that you can fold back and go into a bed. Man, I'm giddy as a schoolgirl. Like I'm beyond excited about that. Let's see. All right, let's go. I wish they would update this so I can know what page I'm on when I'm looking through these questions. All right, that's page number 1. Let's see. Otis, what's going on? Amo. Hey, AJ, first of all, thank you for your wonderful videos. I appreciate it. Hey, you are welcome. I'm glad it helps. Except my sound is breaking up. Let me see. I don't know. Let me know. Dr. JMM, what's the best streaming software? That is subjective, though. I pretty much use all of them. Right now, you're seeing vMix handle this. I like OBS as well, too. I mix back. If they don't have an issue with the cost, I'll direct them to vMix. If they have an issue with cost, I'll go to OBS. You also have XSplit. You have Streamlabs. Streamlabs I like, but that's more catered towards gaming and stuff like that. If you use stuff like Melon app, I think they changed the name to it, or StreamYard, those work, but those are web-based, meaning that you're not going to leverage any hardware at all. That's your computers and a browser just handling it, so it doesn't give you that much control. You also have Wirecast. I think that's a cost to that as well, too. Me personally, I stick with OBS number 1, vMix number 2, and how I use it. But again, vMix is only on Windows. And Ecamm Live, I have not used that in a while. That's for Mac only. I need to play around with that some more, but OBS goes across all of them. Linux, Mac, Windows, that is my go-to. Philip Paul, hello. Back to the question here. So we have a simple live stream setup in church with OBS and a webcam on a mobile phone. But somehow the quality of the live stream is always poor due to poor internet connection from the router. Please help. Unfortunately, if you have a bad connection with your upload speed does not handle the bit rate that's going, you're kind of stuck. So like, for example, if I open this up real quick and let's see, Mike, I see you just joined. Hello, hello. All right, so like, for example, if I cut over here to OBS, and do I still have, all right, so I have speed test. Again, I know I am out there with my connection speed, so don't hate. And this isn't bragging, this is just what I got for business. So if I test this, my upload speed right now, well, that's my download speed. And then my upload speed is about the same. So that's around like 900. It's a gig up and a gig down. That's what I have for my speed. So when I look at this, those are my settings. If we go inside here and we go to our output, this, can I put them side by side? And it won't let me change the setting. But anyway, what we need to do is, you see, I'm doing, so that's 5 megabits per second, but my upload speed is 940. So this is how much data you're actually able to put into each frame. And I'm streaming at 60 frames a second, every frame of video that's going up. So that would mean 5 megabits per second. So I have more than enough to handle this. I have a lot of headroom over that. So if this was only 5 megabit upload speed in this, you would have a horrible quality with this. I could go lower than that. You typically don't want to go lower than 2500, but if your internet and your computer can't handle it, that's what you got to do. So you're kind of bound to your upload speed, what you're able to do, and what your computer can process. So even if you had an outstanding live stream right here, and if I came in here and set mine to like 500, it's going to look like a VHS tape because you're not putting that much data into it. That's just the nature of how it goes, unfortunately. So what I would say, if you're limited like that, I would say record it at a higher quality, live stream it so that the people can see and be a part of it, and then replace the bad quality one with the high quality one when you're done. That's what I've done on a few occasions. Yes, if you're talking about for the 4K, yes, it will be, because it has to be a bigger sensor to take in that. So the 4K sensor is always going to be better than the 1080p one. But I would say go for that. If in your price range, I say go for it. Daniel, and I just realized I didn't eat nothing at all this morning. Hey, AJ, I like your tutorials. They have helped so much learn streaming for my church. I am glad it has helped you. Thank you, Daniel, for those. Sean, what is the cabling difference for 4K cameras? Well, it's 2 things. If you're doing 4K, you need to make sure you have a 6G or a 12G. Which one is it? I think it's a 12G cable. I think it's 12. I forgot I blocked ads through my router. Unify has a new update where you can actually block ads at the router level. Okay, yeah, it is 6G. So you would need, for 4K, if you're sending video over SDI cable, you need a 6G cable. 3G can handle, that's what I normally install, that handles 1080p. Now, there are, out of all the cameras I've used, there are very few that actually support 4K at 60 frames a second over the SDI. Most of them will be 4K at 25 frames per second or 30 frames a second over SDI, but you would still need something like that. And MA16, thank you. I was thinking 12, they said this, so I'm gonna go with MA16V3, 12G. It says it's here. And actually, yeah, that is correct. I'm sorry. It is a 12G. My apologies. So you need a 12G cable for that to send 4K reliably. But again, a lot of the cameras that I've used, they don't send 4K directly over the SDI. Most of them, except for the even the Panasonic didn't do that. Now that I think about it. Yeah, but mostly you would, now HDMI, as long as it's the right rated one, that can send 4K. That's what all of my cameras are. Like this one is a 4K and it sends it over HDMI. That works. The SDI, as long as you get 12G cables, you should be fine with that. And that's where some of the other bigger switchers and stuff like that will go. And humoring me, I might even think about, it ain't no time soon, about switching all this out to more of a permanent solution, maybe going to like what I really want to do. And I know I'm taking a caveat to your question here, but I'm going to do this on a video. I was thinking about this morning. It's probably going to be a podcast one, but I was thinking about wanting to get one of these. And this is where I'm talking about a studio. This is the dream for me, is when I get my house, is to have an unfinished basement and build out the studio as well as a home theater the way I want. And I want to have one of these just sitting inside, and I can mount all the cameras similar to what I did at my friend Chris Haskins' house for his kitchen. I want to do something like that, have a podcast studio, an actual studio. And I want to have something there as a permanent solution. That way, because the bigger ATEMs I have not worked with, and I want to be able to reference and do a lot of stuff. So if y'all are building out something, a dedicated booth, show you what you can do. Because a lot of stuff that we've been doing, all of us, our churches have been established for a while, and we're retrofitting. And to show as an option, what if you were building from the ground up? What would you do? So we'll see. Back to Pastor Christopher. Should we wait for the review of the new OBS by camera before I buy another PTZ? Let me put it this way. As much as I can say about this, I would only use that if that was this distance from here, if it was in a conference room, or if you have it within 6 feet of your subject. That's what I would leave that as. That's as much as I can talk about. Kojo, hello. Tonya, hello. Best slideshow template for Sunday morning worship. Well, that's subjective. What are you trying to show on the slide? Is it just photos? Is it video? Most of your presentation software can handle that unless you want to edit it and make it kind of like an announcement and stuff like that. But the template, it all depends on what content is going to be. Let me know, and then we can revisit that. Alexander. If you didn't know, that's my middle name, Alexander. Arthur Alexander Holmes Jr. Dr. Arthur Alexander Holmes Jr. I keep forgetting to say that. Greetings from Chile and South America. Awesome. I'm supposed to be going to South America next year. No, I'm giving away too much. Can you tell us the optical zooms and PTZs would you choose depending on the distance from the pulpit? Awesome, sure. Up to, from where the camera is up to 65 feet, I use a 20X. If it's more than that, 30X. If it's around like 30 feet, a 10X would work. Hopefully that helps. Normally I would have my laser measure, and I haven't done that recently because I didn't put the batteries in it when I go there, but that's typically what I use with that. Otis, are you able to bring the 4K into OBS or vMix via Decklink Quad? Or yes, actually you can. You can bring it in that way. And that's actually how I used to do it when I used to stream everything through OBS. That's how I would do it. Or I don't have the Decklink in here anymore. I got this one. If I put this one in there and this supports 4K, I believe, then I could bring it in with this. And I would just change the resolution, and then OBS can stream in 4K. You just got to manually type it in, but you can stream it at that. Back to Doctor from Kenya. I'm on an Adventist, and I'm here to say that our PTZ cameras are the best cameras. Yeah. Or are you saying I want here to say that our PTZ cameras are they the best? I hope I'm getting what you're right. Now, I think, again, the best is subjective. I like them because they've dropped down in price, because you can get a PTZ. Like, again, this camera This camera is like almost 8 years old and it's still going for $900. The recent PTZ that I've done that was a 4K, it's like 1100. Granted, you have to add a joystick on top of it, but it gives me the flexibility. I still need to have this plugged in, have it on a tripod, have somebody manning it, and it might be in the way compared to I can get this mounted on a ceiling, run the cables in the walls, and then I have a joystick. So it all depends. I still use PTZs I still use camcorders when I was streaming live events, weddings and stuff like that. If they're outside, because the cameras weren't cost effective. They had ND filters, sunglasses for the lens for these PTZs. Like the earlier PTZ optics, the first one I had didn't have ND filters and it just got whitewashed because of the sun. Newer ones are adding that and it makes it better. But again, it depends. I think it's good depending on the environment that you go with. Eric wants to know, have you tested EV-Mux? No, I have not heard of that. Let me see what that is. Web-based software. Also, let y'all know, I'm actually in talks with OC. Hold on. OC Ghost Stream. I'm in the talks with them. Some of y'all sent me some stuff, and actually they sent me an email, but it was caught in my spam filter, so I didn't even see it. But they have this Ghost Stream deck. I'm waiting to hear from them. Be on the lookout for a review for that. But back to here, the best way to live stream stunning talk show. No, I have not worked with this. It looks similar to like Melon or StreamYard, but no, I have not worked on it. And no, I haven't, but we'll see. And did I lose what I was getting ready to talk about? No, I think that was your question. So sorry, I got distracted with that. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. So we were both right. So 6G can handle 4K. But if it looks from a cost, go with the 12G. So again, thank you for that. See, Ricardo, follow up to the previous question, AJ, does replacing the LQ video with a higher quality video later affect the YouTube metrics? Yes and no, it doesn't. Because it all depends. Like right now, I'm getting traffic right now because y'all are watching it live. And that's going to affect my analytics a certain way. So let me see. Can I show you the back end here? And I'm going to look at my last live stream and let's see what that looks like. All right. So if I go here, we did a live stream for 2 hours and 7 minutes. So if I go here to the analytics and had a watch time of 45 hours and again, I know this isn't a comparison to what you're saying. So the reach, YouTube is recommending this to 64%, which is good. Engagement, audience. So there's a peak returning people compared to new people. You can see out of the people that watch, 89% of the people are subscribed. That is very good, I must say. Thank y'all so much. And it says 100% are male. I know there's more females on here. And we see our range of ages. Need to work on that 25 to 34 and the 18 from here. But I think they're probably some of them are in college right now. So that's probably what they're not watching. Majority is from the UK. We got some other stuff. But nah, I don't think it would. Because again, unfortunately, I wish, and I guess there's a reason why YouTube doesn't do it. Like Vimeo, I can upload a video and let it overlay on top of it, and it just replaces the existing. But YouTube won't let you do that. So you would actually have to make a separate video. So like that's what I used to do at Antioch. I would live stream some way, stop the live stream after an hour, make it unavailable, and then I'd upload a higher quality edited version. So it all depends. I mean, see, there's real no science to this. I don't think it would, but it'll be literally another video. So MA16V3, and man, my stomach is starting to bother me. I need to, what's that guy? Oh, my stomach bubbling. It ain't like that. I just haven't eaten anything. MA16V3, anything over 3G over SDI on PTZ is less than $1,500 is going to be rare, though. 4K HDMI is basically found in cereal boxes at this point. I would agree. Mike, using NDI with some of your clients? Yes, I have on a few. My home church, I use NDI on some stuff. I helped a church get set up with 3 NDI PoE PTZ cameras and vMix on a PC. Viewers from Zoom are projected into the monitoring sanctuary to give prayer requests. Awesome, awesome setup. Do you have a link to that? I'd like to see it. Irma Battle. Sorry I'm late getting on. How can I get instructions on how to create your countdown video? I am actually going to walk through that here shortly. Actually, you know what? Let me come back to that. Let's actually do that. So first, this is being done in DaVinci Resolve. And what I'm going to do is just let you know right now, you're going to need an add-on for this to work. So if I cut over here, you're going to need Reactor. This is a free install that does some stuff. I will have a link. Actually, I'll put the link in the comments right now. It is a Fusion plugin for DaVinci Resolve. It is very simple. It is a big download. It does have other options with it, but you need to download that. And let's go ahead and open up DaVinci Resolve. It's 2 things that you would need. You need DaVinci Resolve. Now, I'm being honest. I have a beast of a computer, and it still took a while to do this because I did a 15-minute long video. It is very intensive what it's doing, but hopefully I will walk you through here. So this is my intro that I already have. When you download this, you just have to drag the file into the Fusion page, and it will actually do the install for you. So let's actually make one fresh. So I'm going to go to Epidemic Sound. That's where I get my music from. So I'm licensed for any song that I pick on here. So let's say... All right, so I'll use this song. First, I'm going to download this as a WAV file. And if I open this up, I need to find where the file is. Now, there's something else we have to do because this is limited on the size of the file. And this is perfect because it's less than 50 megabytes. So this is going to work good. So I don't have to do this anything. If it was bigger, you would need to put it like through Audacity or some type of audio program and shrink the size of the file so that it's under that. So just like we talked about with OBS, I need to change the quality of how much data is going into it. DaVinci Resolve can do it. You just lower it, but we'll do that. All right, so I got my file there. Now let's go inside of here, and I'm gonna switch this to single screen so that you can see everything here. Let's go to edit. And come on now, I know that. Turn off dual screen. All right, now turn that off. All right, so we're gonna first, let's bring in that song that we just downloaded. It's right there. And let me make a new bucket so that I know exactly where it is. All right, so we're gonna come over here. We're gonna make a new timeline here. Let's drag the song over here into our timeline. All right. Now we're also going to add a new Fusion composition. Just right click in here, add this in here. Doesn't matter the name. We're just going to drag it here. And we're going to drag it to the length of this, the entire side, right? All right, let's click on here, click on the Fusion. and then click on the Fusion tab at the bottom to take us into Fusion. All right, so hopefully this does not intimidate you at all. It is a beast of what we got going on. So the first thing is I'm gonna click anywhere, and if you installed everything right, you hold down Shift and Space. I am doing this for Windows. I think it's Control and Space on the Mac. And we're gonna type in audio, and this is the plugin that came with it. We're just gonna do add. There's our add, and we're going to drag this to connect to our output. So now you know it's working because you can now see it here. Once we go in here, we're going to have to now browse and find our media file. This is going to make our wave. So I'm going to click on browse, pick the file that I just did, and it has to be under 50, wrong bit depth, only 16. So, okay, I guess I do need to change it. So let's... I use Acid Music Studio. This is an old program I had. Audacity should be able to do the same thing. We need to scale that audio file down. So I'm gonna bring it in here, and then all I'm gonna do is render it again. And I'm just going to drop it. So I changed it to 16-bit. That's what they said. I'm going to sample it down. I don't need it to be high. I just need a small file. And I'm going to put this on the desktop. Q&A test. So I know what it's called. We saved it. Boom. Now let's see what the size comparison of those files are now. Where is it at? There it is. There's the file. And what's the size of it now? Yeah, it's like 5 megabytes now. So now let's pick that file. All right, there we go. So see, there's our wave. All right. So if I played it, you see us doing all this fun stuff. Yeah, that's cool. I want to change some stuff. So inside of this, we're going to go here to Spectrum. Actually, I'm sorry. Where's it at? Did I go to that one? No, layout. No, I was Spectrum. I'm tripping. Check off Spectrum here. We want to engage it. So now we have this wave. Now your appearance, you can change this to rough, bars, smooth field, or needles. You can change whichever one that you want. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a background to this. And we're going to add this in between. So actually, let's do this again. Click on this, the audio waveform, Shift Space. This is why I said when the edited video that I make is going to be, I'm fumbling right now. We're going to do background. When I click on it, it'll now add it in between. So what we need to do, let's come over here to background. I'm going to get rid of my alpha so that you can see everything. That's our background so that we can see. All right. And now I'm going to add another background. I need to organize this so you can see it well. So there's my other background here, but I'm also going to add my wave to this. So what this is going to do is we're going to add some color to this thing. So let's say we want to go with a gradient. And now I want to pick my color. Say I want to use orange. As you can see, the gradient is now going with my wave. And then say I want to add another color. Let's add green. And then I want to add one more. I just hit a plus there. And let's add red. So now it's going to go through the range of all of those. Pastor Christopher, thank you for that. I was looking for something like that as well, too. So now we've done this, and now you can make this any type of way that you want from here. So say I want to play with bars. I can do this, and you can do other stuff, and then you can change the scale and the height of how tall they go and things like that. So now, all that done, if I come back over here to edit, there's my stuff. And actually, I don't know why the audio sounded crazy. I think I put the wrong, I think I did the timeline wrong. I think I'm doing it too fast. But anyway, that's it. I'll have a more better video to show, and it's more organized than me just walking through it right there. But that's, actually, let me cut back. So I'll just show you. If I go back to what I had, I put a background in the same way. That's how I did mine in there. I need to kill the audio here so it doesn't go over here. So that's how I have mine. And that's all it is. And then in the final, that's where I put the backgrounds and stuff like that. And then I did my clock at the top of everything, which is similar to the how to make a timer in YouTube. I mean, that I did on YouTube, the exact same thing. That is that clock timer right there. So we'll make it a lot better than me just running through it like that. So hopefully I didn't bore y'all with that. But that's kind of like how we put all of that together. All right, back to Tanya. We're saying we present announcements, song lyrics, sermon notes, etc. We're using PowerPoint and it's bland. Wondering if there's templates that we could use to add some data to more vibrant. Honestly, I would recommend, instead of PowerPoint, go to Presenter by Worship Tools. You can transition into that, and that would get you started in being able to use all that stuff. You don't have to type up the lyrics, or you don't have to type up the scripture. You can just search it. You can go to my website, AJTheCEO.com. Let's cut back over here. And you can come in here, and if we go to digital, I have Bible resources, and we just added the New American Standard Bible. You can download this, and add it to Presenter, and you can have different type of stuff that can display your scripture, and then you can add slides, all the motion and stuff like that in Presenter, and that's your presentation software. That would get you started, and that'll give you more flexibility than PowerPoint. And then if you've reached the limits with Presenter, then you can start looking at other stuff, media shouts, the proclaims, the pro presenters and stuff like that. I think that would help. Not necessarily a template, but maybe a program that would give you more power to do that. Also, Presenter by Worship Tools is free. So you could always transition to that and see how that can help you. Hey, Creative for Fun, you missed it. We put your team up here. Let me shout your team out one more time here. There you go. There's your folks. So yeah, thank you for that. Love the shirts as well too. So there you go. We gave your folks a shout out. I need to probably do that in the middle as well too. But again, thank you for submitting that, and y'all know that y'all can. I highly recommend y'all send that to me so we can shout out y'all's ministry. Just go to email me at questions@ajhomes.com, make the subject my media team, and put your pictures there, make them in landscape, make them as big as possible so that I can put them out there, and just let me know where your ministry is as well too when we do it. Mike, Fusion is scary when you first started, but once you catch on to it, it's not bad. Yeah, I need to play around with it a lot more, and so I can get away from using After Effects. I have to do After Effects on my Mac, which is not as powerful as this computer, but the customization and how they've optimized after all the Adobe stuff, to be quite honest, on stuff, they've been in the lead for way too long, and they've dropped the ball. There's memory leaks all over the place. Bahama Young Media. When I'm doing my live stream, my video from my camera starts lagging. Can you help? I need some more details on that. Most likely, if it's lagging, what is it connected to? If it's connected to a computer with OBS or something like that, what's the path? What's the equipment? If it's lagging, either it's if you're doing Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi is the issue. That's why I always hardwire mine. Or it might be that the computer can't keep up. Need a little bit more detail so I can be able to help you with that. Back to Pastor Christopher, I think I was doing that. We're doing something basically the same with the audio spectrum. The difference is it's on the fly real time with an audio source using the free OBS plugin. I can send it to you. Yes, please do that. Mike, with Reactor, you can animate a logo to the music as well. The sky's the limit. Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to play around with too. Definitely. Yeah, it's. I had to sit down and just work on it, and it was really cool and able to just the node structure in Fusion, just like Mike was saying, I'm used to like layers, like you put your video here, then you put something on top and stuff like that. Nodes work completely different. They're like multiple filters that you have to layer on top of each other. Once you get an understanding of that, just like Mike said, it works good. I'm not even going to try and attempt to pronounce your name because I'm going to butcher it. Hey, AJ, hope all is well. Thank you for everything you're doing. Hey, you are welcome, and thank you. G. Albert, this is a new great concept to add an audio wave to your background. I'm going to have to try this out on Ecamm or with EVMux. Awesome, awesome. Like, again, I think the issue, and we were talking about this a little bit, I think it was our roundtable that we did on Tuesday, and the next time we do one is actually going to be Wednesday. So it's not going to be next week. It's going to be the week after that. We might push it as well. Folks, the reason I want to encourage y'all to do some stuff that with all the stuff we're learning, don't get complacent. I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but what I'm seeing here, and let me know in the chat if you agree with this, what I really feel is when COVID and all this other stuff happened that forced a bunch of churches to move in this direction that honestly we should have been doing to reach, but we pushed. And I think now that we've made this move, everybody's like, yep, we're done. We done did it. We put the cameras, we put the screens. Now let's go back to doing the exact same thing of being complacent and lazy and not progressive. And we just do the same thing. No, we have to keep pushing the limit. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep moving. That's how we stay up on this stuff. That's why we're not blindsided. That's the reason why I'm saying I see a bunch of y'all doing Mid-Journey, getting into the AI space of doing pictures to do your thumbnails and stuff. We need more of us in the platforms when they're doing, so that way we can at least help steer it. You can't get mad. The church should not. And let me just boldly say, the church is stupid when they complain about why society is going somewhere, but they're not at the table when people are making decisions. We need to be involved, meaning that, hey, we need to keep pushing the limits. If there's a new platform coming out, Threads, whatever it is, all this, we need to be there. We need to be on each platform. Don't be, we're on Facebook, we're on Zoom, we're on YouTube, that's it. We're on Twitch, we're on Instagram, we're on X, which was formerly Twitter. We're on this, we're on that. No, we have to keep pushing. Don't get complacent, because remember all that struggle it took for us to get to live streaming, some of y'all? Why do you want to repeat that again? Like my mindset, the computer I'm using right now is the, what is the ship of Os? I forgot the name of the analogy. I can explain it. If somebody can get the words, I know it's the ship of something. I'm saying that the computer I'm using right now is the same computer I had in 1996 when I joined the Marines. The exact same one. But I slowly upgraded it to where it is right now. It is where I've slowly changed the piece over time. And now the whole computer has been changed. So it's not exactly the same thing, but it was easier for me to migrate it piece by piece compared to I have to gut everything and start all over again. That's what we did with live streaming. We didn't put anything in place. We didn't have cameras. We didn't run internet here. Theseus, thank you, the ship of Theseus. That's exactly what it was. Over time, if y'all don't know, the ship of Theseus, the whole mindset is one piece was changed at a time, a board was changed at a time. If over time, every piece of the ship is changed, is it still the same thing? Meaning the same thing. My computer has been changed over the last 20 some odd years, but it's still the same computer. Physically it's not, but it's still different. So I hope that makes sense to you. But anyway, you have to work on that stuff. We have to keep pushing to do something different. Don't just, we got Presenter, we got Pro Presenter, we got this, we got everything in place, and we just rinse and repeat the same thing every week. There should be growth. I would teach the same thing in my choir. If I teach y'all, you should know something. You should have grown from last year to now. Y'all want to get scriptural? We talked about it. It says, as long as the earth remains, there will always be seed time and harvest. There's always going to be growing and dying. If you're not growing, defaultly, you're dying, meaning that if you haven't gotten better and learned something more from last year, you're going backwards. Choirs, if you don't know nothing about time signatures, next year, now you do. You should learn, you perfect your craft, get better. All of us, what we're doing. Try the new stuff. I'm only one person. I don't know everything out there. New stuff is coming out all the time, but we need to be proficient in whatever it is. So just like somebody brought to my attention that EV Mux or whatever it was called, there's new stuff that y'all can be mastering that and share it with the community so everybody is doing. Don't get complacent. And that was really a stalling factor so I can get some more people. Wait a minute. Hold on. Somebody just jumped up on here. That's my sister. Hey, everyone. Happy early birthday to my brother, AJ, the CEO. So proud of you and the work you do. Thank you, Kathy. I was going to do the Jeff Goldblum from Thor. It's my birthday. I wanted to do that, but again, it's the 5th. So I'll be in London on my birthday, but thank you so much. Let's see. It says you have 6 screens, 4 for the audience linked. 1 for a background video team, and 1 for the pulpit monitor linked. Is there a way to link all of the TVs when it's time for the example to bring to the program from the switcher? Yeah, it does, but it all depends. What's your program that you're doing that? ProPresenter can do that. You can change a look that will broadcast everything to all of them. You could do it that way, but I need to know what program you're using to do that. Back to that comment, my little rant there. Midjourney is awesome. It's taking my thumbnails to the next level. Yeah, the one that I just recently did with the multi-camera, that was done with Midjourney. Eric wants to know, to create your designs, do you use Canva, Photopea, Photoshop? I use Photoshop. I've had Photoshop. I've been using Photoshop for almost 28 years, so I'm more used to that. When I'm somewhere, when I don't have it, I bounce, like at Signs and Wonders, I did everything in Canva. When I'm not near my computer, I'll use Photopea. Yay. Thank you. Streets of Destiny. I thought the ATEM HDMI out was feeding OBS, but discovered ATEM USB is feeding OBS. So HDMI out can be used to display the multi-view. Yes, that is correct. If you're using the ATEM Mini Pro, the Extreme would give you both options. So for ProPresenter, yes, that's the same thing. So I'm glad I left my ProPresenter up so we can show you that. And it's actually on a different screen. So let me bring that over here. All right, so here in ProPresenter, how you would do that is under your looks. So first, in here, you would need to set up your screens, and you would set up all the stuff that you got. Say, like right now, I have 2 screens. I actually am leveraging my my internal card now, so I don't have to worry about this as much. So my mini monitor, so like right now, that's the mini monitor coming from the computer. That's what is feeding this. So that's my DeckLink mini monitor right there. My lower third screen is number 4. So that's what does this. And I need to fix that layout. Anyway, so what you would do right now in my looks, I go here and you can set this to everything. So like right now, I'll have full screen. And can we do this real fast? I was going to change my super source. I don't want to do that right now. Anyway, we want to let me see if I can bring all this up here. Bear with me for half a second, folks. So if I bring this box up, and we're going to go to, what's that, number 4? That's here. Let's change that to 0.5. Turn that off. So that's 0.5. And then if I bring up the other box, which is going to be number 7, let's change that to 0.5. Let's slide that over. Let's slide this one over and go up so we can see both at the same time. And Kathy, tell my brother-in-law, who just happens to have the birthday on the same day, tell him happy birthday as well, too, and good luck on their first game, right? All right, so now we have both here at the same time. So in my looks, and I need to cut back over here so y'all can see it directly. So here in the looks, I want to set, we can set this to anything. So right now I have a full screen look that will show the exact same thing across all my monitors. So if I come here and then turn on that look, now all the screens show the exact same thing. So Pro Presenter, you would define every single monitor that you have. They can show completely different content. I have a video that talks about that. Then your look, you just make a look to say, I call mine full screen. I hit that button. Now all the monitors will show the same thing. You have the ability to do that in any way, shape, or form. And it makes it super, super easy in Pro Presenter. I am not aware of what other programs, if they have an option to do it like that. Let's see. Mike is saying another cheaper alternative is Affinity Design Studio. Last year they had a lifetime membership for $140 at Christmas. Is that like the equivalent of Adobe? Let me know. Yeah, Mike, I'm not sure of that one. Sean wants to know any predictions on when 4K will be considered the standard as 1080p 60 is now. When will the current standard be a thing of the past? Honestly, it's going to be, I personally think it's going to be for a while, because the issue with 4K now is unless we go to 5G ubiquitously or go to 6G or something like that, to where the speed, the download speed and the upload speed is not the issue. That's really the issue right now. And then as you do that, the price is going to get driven down a little bit more. I personally don't see going to 4K pretty soon. Again, it's very hard to predict technology because the stuff changes so fast. Like I didn't even realize they dropped that new Tesla Model 3 came out last night, and I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be later, but anyway. Also, I got a link down below if you didn't know. If you wanted to get a Tesla, I do have a referral down there, so you can refer you for a test drive and all that other cool stuff. So I know that was a caveat, but hey, I ended up having to mention that because, yeah, that's the new one there. Actually, no, that's the old one. They removed the stocks. Anyway, I would say it's going to be maybe 2 years, but again, that's really going to be dependent on the internet. And even though I'm in the United States, we might get it at this speed. That doesn't mean globally it's going to be there. So I think it's going to be for a while, just like the same way I think that's where the Tesla stuff came in. Like we're talking about EV adoption. A lot of people are still against EV cars. Sooner or later, that's going to be the standard. It's happening way faster than you think. I'm thinking it's just like, remember like when everybody had cell phones, it used to be only a few people had it. And then like that, everybody had one. I mean, your kids got one and stuff like that. I think when it goes to 4K, it's going to be just like that. Just like you saw almost everybody jumping on live stream. Thankfully, everybody hasn't. That's why I still have a business, because we're reaching out and helping other people. But it all depends. That's the only thing I can think. I'm thinking within 5 years, but I still don't think it's that essential to go to 4K, be quite honest. And Mike was saying that bundle is like Illustrator and stuff. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. And am I missing something? And we got that many questions fired off, folks. So I'm really excited. I got to work with New London here shortly. They're having an issue with their sound. I think the pastor's headset didn't get calibrated when we put everything in place. I'm going to be back down there to either the 17th or the 24th. I'm waiting to hear back from them. Also, I have to change out the TV at Mount Sinai. I just bought that one. I'm going to see if I can pick that up because it died out. So I need to replace that TV and fix that. I thought that was a smaller TV. Anyway, you got to do that. I just got a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to get all this other stuff straight before I leave. And then my girlfriend is taking me out for dinner this evening for my birthday. So excited about that. Hey, Dean, thanks for joining. But let me know, folks. I mean, we do got a bunch of other videos. I do have to make this video behind me for the this new camera here. Got a bunch of stuff we got to go. do before we get up out of here, because I really want to unplug and relax. But if y'all are in the London area, again, please email me at questions@ajhomes.com. And that way we can try and schedule some stuff out. If I don't hear from you, I'm just going to be a straight tourist visiting and stuff like that, because this is something I've been wanting to do for 15 years, and I'm really excited about being able to do this. Hard to predict the standard. Anybody want to purchase a bunch of... Yeah, true. That's the other problem. I mean, a new technology might just come out of the blue that we don't even know right now. Marcella Henry, hello. Thank you. I appreciate it. Happy birthday. You don't look a day over 35. Man, I'm more like 45. But hey, I appreciate it. I'm thanking God to be at the place where I'm at. Uh-oh. He said your cloud pod just arrived. Awesome. We actually got 3 more cameras that are coming in. AVCAN sent me another camera. It's actually supposed to be here tomorrow. They did an update, and now you can have web interface with the one. They want me to do a review on that. So hopefully I can squeeze that in before I leave. And I know we're short today, folks. Ray L, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And let's go ahead and knock this out right now. Over the last 3 years, I must say I have been blessed to have a bunch of y'all support me on Patreon and YouTube. I really appreciate that, and I want to give a big shout out to them. They are listed down below. And if you like what we do here, folks, you become a Patreon member by going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. We give access. You got discounts. You have access to our roundtables. You get entered into all of our giveaways twice. I do that just as a way of saying thank you. We're working on getting some more stuff in place. Again, I'm only one person, but we are looking to add more stuff, more people to the team. That is my goals. What I typically do, and this is going to be a video that talks about this as well too, around December, because it's my daughter's birthday on the 22nd, and just there, I normally shut down my business after the first week of December, so that I have planning for next year. And again, some of the plans that we have in place is to bring back the eMissionary Conference. It's going to be online and in person here in Richmond. We're looking at putting that stuff together. The book is going to be done. We're also looking at, again, I'm putting it out there. It says, write the vision, make it plain. So next year is to have 5 full-time, not fake full-time, but full-time. And the fake is for me because of some bad decisions I made. But I want to bring on 5 full-time employees. So it's just not me, and I'm able to duplicate myself and reach. That also includes a video editor, so I can get my hands off of the video editing as well, and we can do more stuff. Really want to just take this thing up a notch and reach more people, because there's so much more that we can do. And there's no point in me talking to y'all saying we need to do more and I'm not doing more. So that's some of the things that we're going to have in place. And we're going to be talking about that, about writing the vision. Like, I caught me off guard that I looked at my memories from Facebook, and that was there on this day 15 years ago. So it shows right there. Write the vision, make it plain. Set the destination, not the lefts and the rights and the YouTube. Set the destination of where you want to go, and God will guide you to get to that point. So that's where this life has been. I'm really excited about it. No, I haven't done that. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. No, I didn't do that one. But let's go ahead and fire away some other stuff here so we can round it off. Will 12G cable support the ATEMs and 4K? Yeah, I mean, a higher cable will still support lower quality signals, so you're good. It's just like, you can use a Cat 7 cable or whatever, and it'll still work, even though you're not going to use the theoretical limits of it. Hooray. What advantage of a ministry podcast to choose Rumble as a platform broadcaster? I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with that platform. Honestly, I'm more of the mindset of whatever platform it is, consider it like a net and just use it as a platform to reach. It doesn't matter what platform it is. That's why I recommend multiple streams of ministry. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Threads, X, whatever it is, use whatever tool that's available. So I don't know the pros and cons of that platform, but it's a platform where we can share the message of Jesus Christ. That's what's more important. So can you go over quickly how to record in OBS and SSD on the 8 Extreme? My view is showing up black even after doing full screen. Can you go over quickly how to record in OBS and SSD? SSD that's connected to the ATEM. I kind of have mine. Well, I can't do it right now because I don't have my SSD hooked up. The two USB outs are going to this computer and the streaming of what you're seeing, but we can see if we can do the OBS one. So let's cut over here. So inside, if I turn this on, it's going to be a loop of a loop. So just be prepared of this. And of course, it's not going to work because ProPresenter wants to see my ATEM. Let's close that out. Deactivate. There it goes. So it's going to go on for infinity here. So if you want to record inside of OBS, first, we're going to go to our output. And then you want to pick your location. I have mine going to my video files path. You can put it whatever. I personally, if your computer's fast enough, you can have it set as your same stream. If you don't, you might want to change it, and then you can change your codecs and all this other fun stuff here, and you point it. And that's all you need to do to record. So if I started recording now, we'll record this. It's not going to get audio. Hold on a second. So I can record. It's going to catch my audio right now. And then I take that off, stop it, and, oh, actually, I didn't show you. I also, on my output, I use my format is MKV, and there's other ones. And the reason I use that is because if there was a disruption, you can still maintain the file. If there was a disruption and you were using MP4, you've lost the entire file. That's why I always use that. And because of that, I go here to remux my recordings. And where is it? That's from today. This is what we just recorded. Now it's going to turn it into an MP4 when it's done. And now we can play back what I just did. So that's the recording here. Now, when it comes to your ATEM, now I'm using a hyperdeck for mine. That's where my stuff is connected right now, but the concept is still the same. It's going to be recording. Typically, you would come in here and just do record if I would have my drive connected. That's what you would record it. Mine, I'm using a hyperdeck, so there's my record right there. So now I'm recording directly to my drive that's there. But that's the same concept if I had the drive plugged directly into that. I hope that helps and answers your question. Okay, stop recording. Yay. Close that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Back to G. Albert. We ran a nice high-speed internet line at church. The media live streaming hardware is running on the LAN. We also allowed church members to access Wi-Fi on the same router. Did we do it right? It all depends. Let me show you what I actually did at most of the other churches that I set up. I even have it here, but let me show you, like at Signs and Wonders, how I have that set up here. And I honestly would recommend this. I like segmenting stuff, everybody's stuff anyway. So like in here, if I go to our networks, we have our secure. That's for everybody that's in management and ministry and stuff like that. This one is open for guests, and we segment the speed of what people can go to it so that they're completely separated. They will not be able to see anything on this network. If printers and stuff like that, they can't connect to it in any way, shape, or form. And that's how we have it segmented, and I have it limited on their speed on what they can and can't do. So inside of here, so I've separated, we got other stuff separated, different areas of the houses and churches and the security cameras and stuff like that. And here, I've limited our speed, and they moved this. I'm on a beta of, no, I'm sorry. this is the same. I was getting ready to say I'm on a beta. That's on mine. There's a way that you can set the limit the speed here. It was under groups. I think they moved it. Is it profiles? I forgot where they moved it to. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so under here, see, I've limited the download and the upload speed to 50 so that it won't max out what's going on in my connection. So they're separate from us physically. I've also capped. So if 100 gallons are coming into the church, now let's use 1,000. Let's say 1,000 gallons are coming in, they can only use up 50. So they'll never touch what the media on their ministry needs. That's how I have this setup. I have it set up at my house the same way, all that other good stuff. D, I don't know if you heard. I said I'm gonna be in your area. Finally get a chance to meet you person to person. It's gonna be in March. We're gonna be out there in your area. But good morning. How do you guys keep your equipment and cameras cool, especially in the heat wave? Well, for me, I got this fan right here blowing on this stuff. And I've seen other places where they've used a portable AC system in an air conditioned room and add additional if need be. When I build my house, outside of the air conditioner, I'm actually going to have a separate air conditioning unit inside of the server room that vents off to keep that stuff cool. Because right here, I have my network stuff is actually in this back room that was a closet, but I used it as a server room, so it has all my stuff. And you see that my TV is gone. I actually moved that TV here and sold my other TV. But anyway, that wasn't your question. Dean was saying, Rumble is like YouTube, but they say you can have free speech. I think that's what he's saying. I mean, I was still awesome about the platform. Didn't know about that. But again, I think it's just a platform. Put our stuff everywhere as best as possible. The whole thing, our mission with the Great Commission is not to convert people. Our mission is not to convert people. It's that we share the message of Jesus Christ to everybody so at the end times, no one can say that they didn't hear of it. That's what it's all about. So as many platforms as possible, get on there and share it. Eric was saying, what alternative is there for calls during live shows if you don't have a Rodecaster Pro? I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. OBS Ninja can work. There's other ones that you can route people in as well, too. You can bring in a conference call that's done through the web and you just capture the audio, just like if you were watching a video. It's a bunch of ways you can do it. But I do like the Rodecaster that I can just link my phone up. I did that like once. Maybe I might want to bring that back as well. Dean, I'm learning something today. I never used the feature in Remux. Yeah, that what makes it easy. Now, the beauty of that Remux inside of OBS will work for almost any format and turn it to MP4. So that's a really cool tool if you want to convert stuff as well, too. Mike, I just sent a PM on Facebook with a link for a training video I did for volunteers at the church where we set up the NDI cameras. And yeah, I saw it. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I did see it. Veronica, hey, good morning. Good morning. Christian Media. Guest Network is always best for security also. Yeah, I like to separate it so that they don't mess with it. But then it says, which live streaming software do you use? Right now I'm using vMix. At Signs and Wonders is OBS. At Antioch is OBS. A bunch of other ones they do directly from the ATEM, but I bounce between them. Lady Deborah, hello, hello. Dean wants to know, does any of my networks support 10G? Well, let's see. Let me let you take a gander. This is the beta of the Unify stuff that I'm on right now. That gives a lot more features in here. So if I look at my network, and this gives you data traffic, which I think is really cool. So there we go. There's Fios coming in. There's my 10G connection right there. So my computer is 10G. The backbone to all of my switches is 10G. Then I go into my other switch. My first NAS is 10G. All my computers are 10G. And yeah, so that is the backbone that drives everything is my 10G network. And this is everything, all of my devices that are connected. And I'm surprised. Where's Sierra? I don't see Sierra on here. Sierra's my Tesla. It should be on here. But anyway, but yeah, so yes, I do have that. When I saw that aggregation one for like $290, yes, I did. I ended up getting that. Yeah, we're gonna be there March. I'm gonna be in that area, Phoenix, Arizona. That's where we're gonna be at. I'm probably gonna be there for about 3 or 4 days. Streets of Destiny, using the A10 Mini Pro streaming would use Ethernet. Yes, it would if you're streaming directly from it. Bruce, our church uses a small, maybe 6-inch diameter squirrel cage fan for cooling people and equipment, and it really blows the air. Another question from G. Albert. What's better, adding RTMP to OBS to broadcast that is managing the ATEM, or trying RTMP to your live streaming app? I want to let the media team to manage it in the ATEM, but lost. With adding the RTMP to OBS, that's going to be slow to OBS to broadcast. To manage them managing the ATEM. Or why not just why is sending the output from USB over to ATEM not an option into OBS? Or into the streaming apps? Why is that not an option? Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad what I'm doing is helping. Let's go back here. We work with Pakistan people. And do you know how we can translate live sermon to text on the screen in local language? Yes, actually, you can go to ChatGPT free, and you can it can give you code to do that. You could send that stuff into another program. Like, honestly, Google actually can do a translate. It won't be live. It might be delayed, but you could do something like that. I need to play around with ways to do that because that's something I've been wanting to play around with. But we'll follow up with that. Back to Dean. I need a setup like that. I'm planning on getting the ASUS Firestar 6-bay NVMe, and the CloudPod is 10G. Do you have an affiliate link for your Unify products? No, Ubiquiti has not given me an affiliate for whatever reason, even though I use their stuff all the time with my installs. But no, I don't. MA16V3, if you've never been to Phoenix, it's mostly just a massive strip mall. No, I actually used to go to Phoenix when I was working as a HEDIS analyst, and we went out there to train. So I have been there times before. And yeah, we were in the desert. It was actually beautiful. They did tell me at the hotel, it's like, make sure you keep your doors locked, because it was like somewhat of a hybrid indoor-outdoor type of hotel. They said coyotes might come up to or even mountain lions or cougars. It depends. They call them the same thing in different areas. Might come up to your room. I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's when me and my buddy Maya was one of my coworkers. We used to always travel because she was a HEDIS analyst too. We used to travel all these places for training. I once asked about a plugin to overlay lower thirds. I found it at last. I mean, downstream key. It works pretty well. Awesome. Let's see. Bert. Our church is moving from Proclaim to ProPresenter 7. I am currently using Switcher Studio. Do I need to transition to an A10 Mini Pro or better? Does Switcher Studio support NDI? If it does, you don't have to. But I have, in the last 3 churches I've done, all of them have migrated from Switcher Studio to the A10 or something else, just because they wanted to get away from using wireless cameras. But if Switcher Studio supports NDI, then no, you don't need to. Can you show me the settings of OBS, because my video and camera starts lagging when I start the live stream? Well, if it starts lagging, is it lagging? Well, I think I was asking you, I need to know the specs of your system, because it might not be that your camera is lagging, and also how is your camera connected to OBS. You need to know that information. Getting ready to learn more about the static IP stuff, so I'm going to practice at home with getting all my equipment on static IPs, the ATEM Pro, Rodecaster cams, camera, etc. Any suggestions? I mean, no, it's just pick a range. What I personally do with mine, and that's why I use that advanced IP scanner. I mean, granted, I have access to the Unify stuff, but in here, what I do is see your range. And first, you can't set something if something is already there. So as you can see, I can't make this any bigger, but let me see. So let me do it this way. So in mine, I have access to my devices here. And can we make this bigger? I think they took that away. Anyway, so inside of here, see, I have my stuff sorted, and I have it sorted by IP address. So like with mine, my cameras, my PTZ cameras are, my joystick is at 90, and I don't know why it's not showing, but I go, joystick is at 90, camera, this camera right here to my right, that's 91. My overhead is 92. The old one is 92. 93 is the BZB gear that's directly behind me. 94, which again, I don't know why that's not showing. Anyway, 94 is the Fumaco. 95 is the Tenveo right there above me. And then I separate everything in this. Now, like my computers, as you can see, they start with 160, 161, and I start rotating through. And if I bring up everything, so all my smart devices are on a completely different VLAN network, and they're in the 10s, my router supports that. Most routers don't do that. My lights and stuff like that, they go through the 30 range. My Rodecaster is on a 50. And my hubs and everything, and our tablets with my daughter and stuff, they're on IPs, and I just set them statically to everything. And then everything else goes sequentially. If I go to my hardware devices, all of my stuff is in order as well too. And why is that? One of my Wi-Fi is off right there, but I put my stuff in order, and I just go in there and set it. And what I say is I go and do a search, find a zone that's free. So if I looked over here right now, there's nothing in the 40 range for 192.168.0.40. From 40 to 49, nothing is there. So I would put stuff there. And then I just look for gaps just for me to organize my stuff. So all of my Blackmagic stuff starts at 252 and moves up. And then my cameras, my external cameras or security cameras start at 222 and move up. My NASs are start at 209 and work up. PlayStations and stuff like that, they're 212, 213, 214, because I still have my PS3, PS4, and PS5. So I just separated that. You just find a zone that nothing is there, set the static IP, and then it just never changes. Really straightforward. But it's real easy. Just be mindful how to switch it back if you ever had any issue. Okay, if they don't support it, then yeah, you might have to switch to something physical if there's no type of physical connection that you can bring into Switcher. Said, friends in Phoenix say, don't leave your shoes outside, aka scorpions. I've heard that as well too. And it says, okay, you use your Hollyland transmitter over HDMI. Okay, but then do you have an HDMI capture card that's going into your OBS? That's the whole path. That's what I need to know. Because most likely it's not, if you're using a Hollyland transmitter, that's not your video is lagging. That's probably your computer is lagging on the encoding. What are the specs on the computer that are running OBS? And that's most likely what it is. All right, folks, we just hit noon. I did go over that. I'm just making sure that I didn't miss out on anything. Again, folks, I mentioned it. We are, where are we at? Let me see. I haven't done this in a minute because I don't track it like this. So if we cut back over here, we are at 58,341 subscribers. Very thankful about that. You realize, folks, that when we hit 60,000, all the way up to 250,000 subscribers, every 10,000 subscriber goal we hit, we're going to be doing a $2,000 live streaming bundle giveaway. This includes, and what is that? I need to bring that link up. Can't remember what that was. I think it was. I can't remember the link that I put there. Hold on. Let's see. I need to find one of my past videos because it's actually in the description of that. And it's actually in the description of this video as well, too. All right, so here we go. So if we go here and then we go to the link, what does that bundle include? Oh, every 10K. An A10 Mini Extreme, a joystick. The joystick changes with availability, a PoE switch, and then one camera. So that's what it includes. And I think I also include a fiber optic HDMI cable for this. I think I do, and an Ethernet cable. I think that's also included as well, too. But to get a part of that giveaway right there, again, that's the link that I just went to. That is the link right there. It is in the description of this video. So this live stream. So if I come in here, it's right there because that's what we're watching right now. If I went live, it's right there at the bottom to enter. You only got to enter once. If you are a Patreon supporter or a YouTube member, you're entered twice automatically. I add you in there that way. But that is, again, my way of saying thank you for all that stuff that you do. And we're going to be doing that. Again, I can't change everything. I would love to be making $10,000 a week. And then I can go ahead. I mean, the dream, let me write the vision and make it plain. This is the big dream that I want to do. If we do it next year, it's going to be great. The dream that I have is for us to find some ministry that needs help. We've built enough influences with companies to where they can provide the products. And then I just put out a call and say, hey, folks, we're going to be at this city. All volunteers are welcome. And y'all are part of us helping to transform a ministry right there. They don't have to worry about buying it. They don't have to worry about paying for the labor. We get the products from this company that help. We put the stuff in place and completely transforming that. And I want to do that as I would love to be able to do that once a month. Or, you know, that's the vision of where I want to go to be able to do that. Or say a church, unfortunately, gets hit by a bad storm or somebody burns the church down or something like that, that we can come in and change that stuff. That's the vision of what I want to do with this stuff. Not just talk about teaching media, because then, again, y'all know this is my ministry. This is not just about preaching sermons. It's about letting people see you live a sermon. That's why I've had atheists reach out to me. I've had Muslims reach out to me. I was like, you don't have to be a Christian for me to help you. I help you because I am a Christian. And that's what we need to do. We need more people living sermons instead of just preaching them. And that's how I like to do stuff. And really excited about changes that we can do. Let's get these last ones and we get this out of the way. How can I send you a link right now so we use free graphics program via email. I do have a Discord server, but I mean, honestly, email me your questions at ajhomes.com. That's the easiest way to do all that. So when connecting another device and it asks for a network connection to the same, what would I use? You pick whatever you want. So you would pick a different IP address that is not being used. Typically, your subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Your gateway is the same thing as your IP address, but the last number is 1 typically. So mine is 192.168.0.1. That's my gateway. And say I put the IP address or a new device of 192.168.0.33. Something like that. Say that's available. That's what I would put. Your DNS, you can use Google's 8.8.8.8 or 8.8.4.4 or 1.1.1.1, or you can just use your gateway and then it will pick. So that's 192.168.0.1 if you were picking something like that. But let me know. I know that was a lot of numbers, but just let me know and we can help you with that. Y'all are cutting up now. Scorpion snakes, tarantulas, coyotes. Arizona is basically USA doing its best, but still lame. Australia. I want to go to Australia too. Sydney. I want to go there. Matt, thank you. And thank y'all all. And if I enter again, because I can't remember if I entered already and I entered twice, what will happen? If you're entered twice, I put you through my SQL database to use all my SQL ETL skills, and I purge out everybody that's listed duplicate. You're only going to be entered once. I do all that, and then I manually add everybody from a fresh list I pull from YouTube and Patreon, and then I concatenate them and put dual entry and append them into the database so that it does not show them as duplicate, unique people. And then it's pulled that way. A whole bunch of SQL stuff, so we're good. Man, it said here in Pakistan, many churches burned a few days ago. Hey, that's where I want to be in place to actually help do some stuff and change some things. Be more active instead of just talking. But anyway, folks, thank you so much. I really appreciate everything, y'all being here. Again, I'm going to be back Friday to live stream. I don't know how mentally aware I'm going to be there. You never know. I might do some little small shorts or something like that, or maybe live stream from London. But again, thank you so much. If you were in that area in London, email me at questions@heyjhomes.com. Maybe we can catch up. I am not renting a car. I am Ubering everywhere, or I'm walking. I told you, I'm going to be a straight tourist. Just enjoy. I'm going to be going to the British Museum, the London Eye, Big Ben, all that other stuff. Hit up all the sites and everything like that. And if you're still watching, babe, I love you. And we catching up with you later this afternoon for our dinner. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I think that's about it. So, folks, if no one has ever told you, thank you for everything that you're doing. We would not have what we have. Your local ministry wouldn't have. The body of Christ would not have what we have if it wasn't for you. Yes, that's how important you are. You make a difference. Something would be missing if you were not here. There's a reason why you're interested in the things that you are, because you were designed for this. You were made for this. Don't doubt yourself. If you have a thought in something that you would like to do, that is a blueprint of a future outcome that you can do. God did not tease me with being a professional football player. I am 5'5". I have no interest in that. The desires that you have, God gave them to you. That means that he didn't give you a desire to tease you. He gives you a desire because that's what you have the propensities to be able to do. So all those things, starting that business, running, making a new YouTube channel, wanting to do this, wanting to start a podcast, you have the reason why you have that thought is you're capable. And we need it. So I believe in you. Thank you so much for what you're doing, all the hard work you're doing, using your own money to do this other stuff. I know it's a thankless job, so I want to tell you thank you for what you're doing. I'm not a part of your ministry, but if you are doing something to help put the message of Jesus Christ in front of somebody else, guess what? We all win. That's what it's all about. It's not my responsibility or your responsibility to reach everyone. It is our responsibility to reach everyone. And I hope the little bit that I do helps make your journey a little bit easier. I hope you have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is, all over the face of this planet, folks. And we'll be catching y'all on the next video, folks. Later.